Hi, this is Dr. Rahul Pandya from IIT Dharwad. I welcome everyone in today's session on how to use Overleaf, which is a LaTeX-based platform for writing the research articles. Let's jump onto the screen without wasting time further. In today's session, we will go through this Overleaf tool and understand how to use that for writing the research papers in much more detail from the hands-on point of view. We'll begin from the scratch and then slowly we'll go through it. This tool is extremely important. This tool is extremely important for writing the research articles. Often the other tools such as, let's say, Microsoft Office based Word, sometimes it's difficult to handle the formatting, referencing, and other parts. Whereas in Overleaf, this is really easy. It looks a little bit of scary in the first glance. However, going forward, it becomes very easy. Let's explore one by one, step by step, what it does and how it works. There are certain benefits, such as Overleaf is nothing but a LaTeX-based platform. However, the advantage is we do not need any installation. And we can run it on the cloud. Just what we need is the internet connection and a good browser, right? So you can just open the Overleaf login page and you can just log in and start using it directly. The second advantage is it provides the real-time collaboration. You can invite your teammates and collaborate with them. All of the teammates can edit together simultaneously and they can review each other's works and they can give the comments also. There are vast number of templates available which you can directly use for your research article or a book chapter, book, report, whatever you are writing. And you can start editing there. So you don't struggle with the formatting in the initial stage. It has an integrated compilation. So it compiles your document on the cloud itself and then gives you the final version of it. However, there could be sometimes if the document is heavy, there could be a time limitation and it says timed out. However, it works very nicely and perfectly for almost 80 to 90% of our routine articles, right? And accessibility is extremely easy. You can access from anywhere mostly on any device. You can open on cell phone and you can check also that what your team is doing or what's the current status of the work that's going on, right? So now this is how the interface looks like. Firstly, you have to log in and complete your setup process. So there are two login options. You can log in with any of this account, could be Google account, could be your ORCID, or could be with IEEE. Or if you have created an email account and password, you can enter that and you can log in there also, right? So I'll just log into my account. If you haven't created account, please go ahead and create an account and then you should be able to understand. This is a dashboard of Overleaf. This is a dashboard of this particular platform. And here you can see there are certain tabs which I'll give you a quick introduction. Here you can see all projects. That means whatever the projects that you have worked on or your team is working on, right? And these are your projects. That means what's the projects that you have created. And these are the projects which are shared with you, which means, let's say some of your collaborator has created a project and they might have shared with you. So that's a shared project. And there are certain archive project and trash projects that you know very well. When you want to open a new project, you can click on a new project right? You can open a blank project, or if you have a project file saved, source file saved, you can upload that directly here through the upload project option. If you have that project saved on your GitHub account, then you can import it from your GitHub account also. That is also possible. There are many templates available, let's say, such as if you are writing a journal article, book, or maybe poster or presentation, there are inbuilt templates, which means you can import that. If you like that template, which is a specific for your work, you can start editing, and then you can export that your document further, right? Your document further. There are a few more other options. Here you can see this is the account information, where all your informations will be there. If you are looking for a subscription, there would be somewhere pricing information would be here. So all these things are the basics. So now, without wasting time, we'll just focus more towards the real work, and let's begin, right? Let's begin. So now let's say I'll show you around the template first, then we can open a new project. So I can open let's say templates. I'm writing a journal article. I'll click on the journal article. These are the templates available, right? So there are plenty of versions of templates available. It depends on which field you are. Select your template for a corresponding journal which you are working on or which you are interested in working on, and just pick that up. You can search for the templates also, right? You can search for the templates also, and then you can have that here also, right? So now let's say I'll go back. You can pick it up any of that. So let's say I'm picking up this for an example. Let's say this, and I'll say open as a template. You can view it as a PDF also. You can view you view the source file, but I'll say let's directly open this as a template. Let's directly open this as a template, right? And you can see that this is how the file interface looks like. Firstly, I'll give you the introduction about this second interface. So this is the coding window, which is the left hand side, and this is a document window where you can see the real-time edits which you are making, right? So let's say this is a particular title of the project. So when you double click on that, you would be directly, it will drive you directly to the a main document, and there you can find out all this information, right? Then you can find out all this information. So here you can see, we'll go through it one by one, step by step. That would be better, right? So here you can see this particular title. You can change it. Let's say how to use Overleaf for writing the research papers, right? How to use the Overleaf for writing the research papers. And then I just change the title here and then recompile it. It changes. So it changes everything in real time. Let's take a bit of easier example, and let's begin with a particular blank document, so that we can easily understand what is happening. So for an example, let me just fetch that up for you here. So for an example, here you can see you can directly open the blank document when you click on a new project, and you can see the option available for a blank project. You can click on that, and maybe you can use any name. Let's say Overleaf for a research paper, right? You can give any name as per your wish, and create. Ignore the spelling mistakes because they are not the part of our major focus here. So now I'm just trying to fetch some file. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to fetch some files for you. Okay, so now see, we have opened this blank document. we have opened this blank document, right? So now see, I'll just pick up one tougher article and then, okay, so see, look at this. Yeah. I'll just open one particular article for you and then maybe we can take a look how it goes. I'll just show you around one more article which I've saved here, maybe research. Yeah, let me just fetch in there a link for you. Yeah, there it is. So this is one pre-built article which we have prepared, and we'll just take this reference and we'll try to build it from the scratch, and I'll show you around how to build this article from the scratch in Overleaf. Okay, so see, you can see this is one particular format which is very famous, a conference format, double column format, right? Double column format. So now see, any article. So this is my blank document. There won't be any code. So left hand side window, we have to send the coding. Do not be afraid of the coding, because once you understand that, it becomes very easy and it is far better than Word because it reduces a lot of time. And these days you can use Overleaf. For building the these days you can use AI tools for building the Overleaf code. I'll show you around that also. We'll cover everything in detail. So now see, in the blank document, you have to define the article class first. So whichever the article you are using it, right? You have to define here. Mostly, when you import the template, it will be there by default. So you don't have to do anything. Only thing is, you have to understand what it means. Now, after that, there will be different packages, such as, let's say, for graphics, for mathematical equations, which you have to just enable here by copy pasting them. Most of the formats, they have the packages. You can directly import them or use that format template. Then there is a title. So you can here see title, right? So only for a research paper writing. So I can maybe change the title and copy paste it by this, and I can put it here also. So let's say I'm changing the title, right? And this is one of our older published article, which I am just taking for a reference to build it here. So in real time, it has changed the title. You can take a look. Right hand side is a PDF document, which you can see the title has been changed. Then there will be authors. You have to put the authors here, right? Once that entire formality is done, you can start a document with an instruction called begin document. You can start writing the document with an instruction called begin document. Once you do that, this /make title will create a title here, and then you can have sections and subsections, such as, let's say, sections, introduction, and you can start writing. Let's say I'll just to stuff in, I'll just copy paste some of the information from here, and I'll just put it in the introduction section, right? And run it. Once you copy it, you have to click on recompile. Once you recompile it, this is how it looks like. Here the introduction looks like. And then you end the document. Right? Which means it adds. So this is a very basic format. Now let's begin and go towards little bit of complex things. Let's go towards the complex things, right? So I'll just use this particular format, and then I'll show you around how it works. So here you can see document class, which is a conference type IEEE transaction, which means it will automatically pick this up as a template and use it, right? And there are multiple of packages which I'm using here. such as let's say for graphics, for mathematical formulations, for writing the pseudocodes, algorithm, everything, right? So all these packages would be suggested in the template. If you struggle, let's say if you struggle with identifying which package has to be used and you're not sure, you can take a help from any of the AI tool. Also, let's say for an example, I'll ask ChatGPT or Google Studio AI, check whatever you want to use, which is okay. I mean, I'll say, give me the Overleaf package for writing the mathematical, or you can say mathematical equations, okay? Equations, right? It will understand easily, and it's giving me, you can see all these packages are required. Use the package of AMS math, and then so on. All these packages are required. You can just directly copy paste them straight on here, whichever you want. For an example, let's say you are writing an algorithm, you can use package algorithm, or if you are using figures or images, use the package /graphics. Most of the times this will be there as a part of the template. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. Then we gave the title of the document, which you can see, evolutionary stable state, whatever the title it is. Once the titles are there, you have to put the author's information, such as let's say here, I'll just see my name. Which you can see my name, then the department, then the institute, then the email ID, and so on, right? So you can put it this. So this information will be placed here. As soon as you put these things, this information will be placed here, right? Subsequently, let's say for writing the research article, the next major step is to begin with the document, right? So what I'll do is I'll begin with the abstract. So what I'll do it, I'll begin the document. Why is that begin document missing? Yeah, here it is. Could be. Let me just bring it down here before the abstract. Yeah, let me see. Should work. It was inappropriately placed somewhere else. Let me see whether it gives the error or not. Otherwise, we'll figure it out what has to be. Oh yeah, it worked. It worked. So it was this begin the document was placed somewhere else by mistake. So you can see I started the document. Once the document has begun, you can start writing. I'll begin the abstract with this instruction called /begin abstract in brackets, curly brackets. Then you write whatever you want to write, the entire story, and it comes here, and it comes here, right? We'll take a look at the citation part also. For a quick reference, I'll show you how to cite. So here you can see if you're citing a particular reference, what you can do is you can write /cite, then in curly brackets you put the citation number. Don't worry about that right now. We'll go through each and every minute detail for that particular thing. We'll go through each and every minute detail for that particular thing. Once the abstract is written, see, you don't have to format anything. It is automatically done. And don't get scared with this particular thing, because it can be generated by Overleaf very easily. It can be generated by Overleaf very easily, right? So now see, then you end the abstract. That's the end of the abstract. So this part has been covered. Subsequently, you write the keywords. So here you can add the keywords or index terms, where such as let's say any index terms you want to add, which will represent your work efficiently, so that journals can find out the reviewers for you. So you can begin the keywords and end the keywords, put your keywords in between. And this is a format, it remains there, and you can just put that here. You can just put that here, right? You can just put that here. Now, after that, you can begin a particular section. Mostly we begin after abstract and index terms. We mostly begin with what we call introduction, right? So here you can say section introduction, and if you want to bold it, and this is the code, it will be always there, text PF. PF means bold, so it will be always there for the introduction. So I'm just telling you the meaning of it, and then you copy paste your entire introduction here, and then you copy paste your entire introduction here. For citing a particular article, such as, let's say you want to cite something here at the end of this line here, I'll say slash cite, and then maybe you can, these are the numbers which I have given for the paper, right? So let's say cite first reference. It says cite first, so it goes to this particular bib file, reference.bib file, and it will identify which is the first article, and this is the first article, and then it will cite there. We'll go through that citation part also step by step. We'll go through that citation part also step by step, right? So now you can see after compiling, it will run, it will just give me the cited version of it. Let it happen for a sec, and then it should be ready, right? So now here you can see it is citing that paper. It is citing that paper. Here you can see this is cited, right? So now the number is given as 1, but it is citing as number 2, so that you have to see, so because that number is a particular code of the reference, not a sequence. Code of the reference, not a sequence. So accordingly it will cite. Now the best part is, whenever it cites something, it adjusts all the numbers automatically. You don't have to struggle, such as in the Word. Let's say you delete some content from in between and it had some citations. Then what it does is, all the numbers we have to cross check and double check and bring them up manually. You can use Mendeley plugin there, or Zotero and other things. So you can use them, but here it adjusts automatically. So all the numbers will be adjusted. So let's say this is number 2, and then in the sequence number 3 will come, and then, right, so then next one will come as 4, 5, and so on. It keeps coming. It keeps coming, right? So then you can keep building new sections, such as, let's say, section wireless communication model, right? So there are a whole lot of things. So now see, one particular thing. You want to write an equation. How you can write an equation? Yt equals to, let's say, ht star xt plus nt. You want to write an equation. So you can do in this way. Begin equation. Then you write that equation in a particular format, and then you end the equation. So similarly, let's say this particular equation is written here. Begin equation. This is the code for the equation. End equation. Now you will say, that's a headache. I don't want to write that kind of what you call, I don't know how to write the codes for an equation. So what you can do is, you can take a snapshot of your equation, write on the paper, take a snapshot, put it here, and ask it to give the Overleaf code, right? So I'll just say, give me the Overleaf code for, let's say, a plus, I'll take an easy example of the equation because everybody understands. A plus b raised to 3, a plus b's cube, most squarey equation which we used to study. So I've just asked it to generate the Overleaf code for that particular equation, and you can see this is the code it is giving, and I'll pick it up this begin equation. I'll just take this up and then put it back, put it here somewhere. I'll use this document because here you can just see the equation, right? So here I'll just put it in the, after the introduction, I'm just beginning the equation, right? So you can see I just placed here and it has generated the equation, right? So you can see this equation has been drafted here. The best part, it generates the number also automatically, which we used to struggle in Word, right? So which we used to struggle in Word. If you can insert here also, you can see, for an example, I'm inserting somewhere here after this equation. So it has to take a number with an insertion and adjust all the subsequent references with a new number. So now you can see I compiled. It has inserted the equation here and it has given an interim number which is 3, intermediate number which is 3, which is nothing but after 2, and subsequently it has adjusted all the subsequent equations with the next number. You can see 5, 6, 7, all of them were adjusted. If you delete that, it will be adjusted again. So let's add one more equation so you can see, right? So this is, note that this is at the fourth number. I'll just write, let's say, do the same for a plus b's square, right? A plus b's square. So now I asked it to generate an equation. Now it can generate any type of equation. You can take a snapshot, put it here, ask it to generate. It's easy, right? And you have to include this package, use the package EMS math, which we have already done that. So we shouldn't be worried about it. I'm inserting this equation just right after a plus b's whole cube, right? So just recompile it. Now it should be inserted here after 3, equation number 3, and this should be renumbered as 5, equation number 5. So see, a plus b's whole square at the position 4, and this has been adjusted automatically to 5th. So now you can see all these equation numbers have been adjusted. All these equation numbers have been adjusted automatically. So that's how we can write the equation numbers. You can use the inline equations also. Some of the great mathematicians, they discuss everything and insert the equations, notations in the line. So where you can use this particular formula, inline equation, this particular formula. Let's say you are discussing, I'll just use it here, right? I'll just use it here. Let's say you're discussing something here and then you want to describe the equation at the end. So what you can do is you can use $ at the beginning, $ at the end, and put that equation in between, right? In between. Right? That's the format. It will be done automatically. You can generate the code from any of the AI tools and recompile. Once you recompile, you can observe the equation is being inserted in line. You can put it anywhere, absolutely anywhere, anywhere. See, now the context and text is not matching, equation and text is not matching because I'm just randomly stuffing in to show you around how it works, right? Just randomly stuffing in the equation here. You can see we have placed the inline equation here, right? That's awesome. That's really awesome. You can do any equation. You can do any equation. Let's proceed further and see what else we could do. So similarly, you can keep building the sections, subsection. Let's say you want to build a subsection. You can add the command called subsection / subsection and then give a subsection's name. And it will create a subsection for you. It will create a subsection for you. Right now, let's say add the images. Add the images. Okay. So let's say for an example, you want to add a particular image. Okay. So I'll just go with a plain document here so that you can understand how to add the image here. So let's add some random image here. How to add the image. Now, for a beginner, you may not know the code to add the image, but first and foremost step, you have to upload that image here. First and foremost step, you have to upload that image here, whatever you want to do that. So select the folder and just upload the image which you have, or maybe you can drag and drop also. So I'm just dragging and dropping. So I'm just dragging and dropping the image which I want to upload. You can select and upload also, which is okay. So you can see one random image which I wanted to insert in the document, which has been picked up here. So this is the image. I want to put it in the document. This is the image. I want to put it in the document. So let's go back. And the target area is this. Now I don't know the code, how to insert the graphics here. So what I can do is I can ask ChatGPT or any of the AI tool, give me the Overleaf code for inserting an image, right? So it gives me a particular set of codes. So it says use the package graphics, which we have already done. If you haven't done, copy this and just put it here. If you haven't done, copy this and just put it here, right? That improvise for the image. And then use this code. Here what it says is, I'll just copy there and explain there, right? Copy and put it here after the equation. It says begin figure, which means you are starting a figure. Then this is the centering, and this is the code. Include graphics, and this is the file name. So only thing is you have to take care of the same file name you have to keep, 1.png, 1.png. So you can just change this file name and give that 1. Automatically it picks it up, .png, right? And give any caption. You can say system model or anything. It gives the label also, which you can use from the text to refer that particular image. Once we have done that and the figure, so this particular piece will insert the image in the document. Once you have done that, recompile it, and it should be able to insert a particular document, an image here. Now at which place it adds and other things that you can adjust by, let's say on the same page you want it or somewhere else you want it. All those things you can adjust by setting up this in bracket, top, bottom and other things, right? So those things we can do and we can make the adjustment. But this is how we can insert the image, right? Let's say I can insert the same image in this complex article also. Let's see, do I have it? I think so. We will give some other number, or let me go to the tag file and just change the number, main tag. Yeah, okay, fine. Just insert the image here, or maybe at the end before acknowledgement. Yeah, that would be the best place. I am trying to insert the image here, and since the numbers are already there, so I'll just give some other name to the image, test, and upload. First, I have to upload the image. I'm adding in the complex paper what we were reviewing, and the image is added here, test.image. Same image I'm trying to add. What I have to do is I have to just change the name of that image. So it is 1. Now it becomes test.png. Right? Recompile it. I'm expecting that image somewhere here. I'm expecting that image somewhere here, right? So it should be added very soon, maybe in a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but that's okay. So you can see we have inserted an image here. If you want to download the PDF version, you can click on here where you can say download, and you can just bring your paper here and you can see where we have added the image. Yep, there it is. There it is. We have added that particular image here, right? So that's how you can add the image in the document very easily. That's how you can add the image in the document very easily. Now let's look at the table, how to add the table, right? So now here also you can add the table. I'll add in the blank document so we don't get scared and it's easy to understand. So I'll just go there because I don't know how to write the codes for table for Overleaf. So I'll say generate one data sample base table and give me the Overleaf code, right? You have to stuff in your data. I'm just taking some random data to show you around the functionality that how can we do that. How can we do that? Okay, so what you have to do is you have to insert this package firstly. So I'll just copy paste this package, what it's asking me to insert, what it's asking me to insert here. I'll just put that package. So I place it package there, and see now it has generated a table. Begin table, I'll just take the copy there in the overleaf, then I'll explain you what it means. So here it inserts the table from here to here. You can see begin the table, which means it will initiate the table. Centering, that means it will place a table at the center of the document. See, the code has been generated by GPD, and which we took, so it's not so difficult these days. You can generate the template codes and stuff in your things. So let's say what you were the sample data for consumer sustainability awareness survey, right? So it has just taken that, any of that, right? And it has generated some sort of random numbers too. Once you have done it, and tabular and table, right? So here you can see, just see, that means it will create a particular number of columns, right? Number of columns that will be they'll be created here. Sometimes it may give an error, which you have to figure it out. Here it has added successfully. You can see the table. So let me download and put it in front of you so that you can see in the full version, right? So respondent IDs, age, so and so, right? Other, whatever the information it means, right? So it has added the table. You can expand that table with n number of rows or columns, which can be accommodated within the page margin, and continue and continue. Therefore, that's how we can add the tables in Overleaf document. Now, let's take a look at the citations. Let's take a look at the citations. So let's say you want to cite some information. You want to cite some information or any of the paper which you want to cite. So let's say I am just going to a particular publisher, and I'm trying to find out a paper. Let's say 6G, any paper of your choice, which is okay. And you want to cite this particular article. Let's say this is the particular article which you want to cite in your document anywhere, right? Which you want to cite in your document anywhere. So in Word, what we do is we copy paste this and put it at the end, and then keep doing the numberings manually. Or we could use Mendeley kind of a plugin, and you can use it. However, in Overleaf, but the problem is adjustments of the reference numbers. If you delete something in between, it's difficult. Often a paper goes for a review, and some of the reviewers or publisher, they may ask to insert latest references. In that particular case, it's a nightmare because you have to insert a new reference number with a new reference detail, and then all the subsequent reference numbers have to be manually updated. So this can be avoided very easily in Overleaf. Let's say I want to cite something here, right? This reference I want to cite here. So what you have to do here is you have to create a reference.bib file. You can say reference .bib file, right? So this particular file you have to create. Bib means bibliography. .bib means bibliography. This particular file you have to create. I've just created a reference.bib file. Whichever the reference you want to cite, just put that detail here. Now, how will you get that code? We don't know, right? So what you can do is you can click on bib tag, and this you can see the copy code from here. You can copy the code from here and you can put it here. And this is the code for citing the reference, right? This is the code for citing the reference. For a simplicity, you can just say 1, right? Easy. Or maybe, okay, let's keep the code. Once you have placed there, what you have to do is you have to go to the main text, go to the place where you want to cite. Let's say for an example here, /site and use this code 105.970.64. This is the exact code for this particular reference, right, which we have placed, and recompile. Now it says question mark. So let's see, suggest a fix. That's really good. Line number 18, it says inside reference pib. Okay, got you. So it gives me an error here, reference pib. Inside reference pib, reference, you have referenced something which has not been labeled. Okay, let me see where that error is. Okay, yeah, I have to include the bibliography in the root page. Let me just see and then put it there. I think GPT might have generated, but I'll just copy paste it from here. So here we have these two instructions, so which you have to copy paste it from the template. See, I have cited, but I haven't included that where to look for the file name. So here the file name is reference.bib, right? So that same file name should be there in the document. So I'll just copy that entirely. Go to the main tag document and here just replace it by capital R. Or you can just say copy paste. So I've just put that here, right? So bibliographic style as per the IEEE transaction, it could be Springer, could be Elsevier, could be it depends on which publisher we are targeting. And refer to the file where that has been labeled and then recompile it and then recompile it. Let's see, it works now. It works now. So that was a workaround. So that's how you can resolve the errors also. So you can see it has adjusted the reference here. Now let's say you've changed your mind. You said that this reference was incorrect and that's not here and you want to cite it something somewhere else, right? So, or maybe you want to cite it not here. So what you can do, you can delete from here and let's say you want to cite here, then you can say cite here and then just run it. Then when you move, that moves there automatically. That moves there automatically. Now let's take another paper and insert something before that, right? And see how those numbers are getting adjusted. Now let's say another paper I'm citing, I came across maybe this particular paper, anything you can pick it up. Cite this, click on bib tag, take the code from here, copy, put it in reference file, and this is my second paper which I'm trying to cite now, right? Please note this is the code 101.883.79. Copy and go to main tag. Now let's say at the same place we want to cite it here. But the moment the problem is in Word, let's say if I cite here, what happens to the previous one? Because this is number 1, right? Now if I cite something here, this becomes number 1 and this must be number 2. So I have to manually edit that in Word, or you can use a reference manager plugin there in Word. But it's a little bit of hassle. I mean, it's a headache. So what you can do is /site, put that code here and recompile it. Then you can recompile it and here you can see the newly added reference has the number 1 which is added here and this number got changed to 2. This number got changed to 2, right? So automatically it adjusts the reference numbers. Now the beauty in Word, when we put the references, we have to add this manually, or you can use plugin certainly. But what it does here, it just keeps adding new references. It just adding new references, and this you want everything together. You can adjust your images position maybe at the top, bottom, somewhere, and then all the references will be together. So I'm just removing the figure just to show you around that how references they could be in sequence. So you can see reference number 1 and then 2 and then keep adding 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to the complex article and see now. See, here there is one more functionality. You can, when you click on the layout, you want to just see the PDF, you can click on just see the PDF. You can just see the PDF, code window disappears. And this is how it looks. Once you cite all the references, it will be in a list. Automatically it will come. Now you want to see just the code, you can see editor only, which will show you the entire Overleaf code. The best thing is to keep them side by side, so we can trace the changes, what we edit, we see the same, and then we keep changing, right? So that's how we can add references. Right? And let's say keep adding the figures, all the sections, references, tables, everything. You can add the algorithm also. Let's say this is an algorithm 1. So you can see algo is also added, right? So same way, keep adding different sections, equations, subsections, whatever you want, keep building up. Once the template is decided, you keep building up, keep adding your content. Once the document is done, you have to end the document, close it, right? This shows the bibliographic. That means you are adding the references, and this is the particular file from where we are reading those references. And once that's done, end the document. You want to take the reference file here. You can see all the references will be pasted here with that particular code, right? So that's first reference. Second reference. Sometimes you might question that, let's say I don't know how to do this, and let's say but at least you know the title of an article and you don't know this particular code. Question is how to generate this code. Go to GPD and close this. See this particular article, or you know the link, or maybe you know the title or something, right? So give both of them. Go to GPD and maybe give the link also for an accurate information. I'll give the link also. And I can say for the given paper, generate the BibTeX code. Generate the you can say BibTeX. Okay, BibTeX code. Okay, ignore the spelling mistakes. Sometimes I write it very quickly. Yeah, it should generate me. So it will search on the internet and then give me the BibTeX code. But you just ensure that you check it manually, that the details are cross-checked nicely. I'll say cross-check the details. I suspect it's wrong. Right, so it will cross-check the details. But that's how you can generate the code for the Overleaf, right? So it is just cross-checked. Good. Is it same? Yeah, see, now it's checking the same thing. Yeah, author's name is also same exactly. It's cross-checking everything. Fine, it works, right? Works. So this is the code which you can copy and put it in the BibTeX file somewhere here. Put it in the BibTeX file here, right? So same way, whatever the references you want to cite, put them here. So whatever the references you want to cite, put them here. Now, few more functionalities which I want you to see. See, the best usage of it is share, right? So let's say I can add a particular email ID. Let's say my own email ID I'll add 7509@gmail.com, right? And I can invite that person as an editor or reviewer, right? Or a viewer. So this helps to work among the team, all the team members. They can share and insert each other. And then the co-authors or your collaborators can edit or add their content. So once you have sent me, I'll receive an email. I have to just accept that invitation and join it. You can have a turn on the link sharing option or turn off the link sharing option. I have turned it on. So you get this particular link. If you give this link to someone, that person will be able to edit. And however, that could be a little bit of restriction how many people can edit based on your account type. I have a premium account through my institute, so I can add a certain number of people. And then you can, if you share this, it's a view only link, someone can see that. So maybe this is the best thing you can share with your supervisor, colleague, or generally I prefer my students. They work on the same document so that I can see what's happening there, and I can give the comments, feedback, or I can discuss with them what's happening there. You can trace the timestamp also. You can see here the person, this is one of my students, is editing, right? So what is it happening? All the projects. Okay, so 6 minutes ago we have edited, right? 17 minutes ago we have edited. Right, so these all are, let's say, some of the people those are editing, right? So 2 days ago, one of my collaborator has edited this particular article. So that's how we can share, and we can give them a read-only access, edit access. We can allow them to comment. All these things we can do from here. One important thing, let's say we are working together, 2-3 people, you can chat. And you can collaborate and you can say, hey, I have edited this particular section. Can you take a look? Can you add your section so that I can take a look? All these chatting things can be done here, right? So this is a chat interface for a collaboration. A chat interface for a collaboration. Templates I have showed you. You can browse separate different types of templates. Here you can see that when you click on templates, there are a whole lot of templates available. Whether you are writing a journal article or book, whatever your choice is. Let's say, for an example, IEEE transaction. You can decide what you want, right? You can decide what you want. So based on that, you can see. So I've searched that IEEE transaction format, and you can see this particular paper has been written by someone, and someone has placed it as a template. Let's see, open as a template, and I'll click on that. Let's say I don't want to struggle with the template, right? The instructions, codes, I don't want to packages, struggle with that. So I've just opened that. Let me close the chat interface. So you can see here, this left hand side is the entire code window, and the right hand side is the paper, the PDF window, right? PDF window, correct? Yeah, this is really good, right? So that's how you can download the template and keep changing the things. You can keep changing the things, right? Keep editing whatever you want to add it here. Keep editing whatever you want to edit here. Now we are moving towards the closure side of this particular demo, and let's say you want to download that and save it somewhere. So here is a download PDF option. Click on that. It will download the PDF, and then it will open here like this. So that's how you can download the PDF, or you can download the same from here also. You can click on menu. You can see PDF option. You can download, and it will open the PDF. You want to put it on the source file. You want to download somewhere and put it on your Google Drive or somewhere. What you can do is you can click on source file, and it will download a source file, the zip file, source file, which you can upload and do that also. So here it is downloaded, right? So that source file has been downloaded here, and you can sync with your Dropbox, GitHub account, or Git, or whatever it means, right? So in today's session, what we have covered everything was about the Overleaf, how to use the Overleaf for writing the research article, how can we go further in more detail about each feature, how to frame the equations, how to put the images, tables, how to insert the references, labels, and other things that we have seen thoroughly today. Thank you very much for your time, and keep trying further. When you edit a document, you learn new things so that your hand becomes trained on that overleaf, and then more you do, more comfortable you will be with that particular tool to access this further. Thank you.